Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm trying out a bunch of new makeup products. Products that are new releases as well as new products to me. I have the new lip blur from Saie, the new balm bronzer from Merit, the new liquid shadow from Ilia, a mascara that has gone viral on TikTok, as well as the skin tint from Tula that I've been very excited about. I have a bunch of new stuff to talk about, so I won't stay here too long. Let's just jump right in. All right, guys, so I already did prep my skin. I used the Peach Slices Snail Rescue All-in-One Deep Moisture Cream. I believe that this is just a reformulation of their original moisture cream. This is now like deep moisture, even more moisturizing. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure the Peach Slices moisturizer used to be like 98% snail mucin, and it looks like they have added glycerin and shea butter, hyaluronic acid, centella asiatica. So in general, this is a different formula. However, I have been using it for a little bit less than a week, and I really like it. Oh yeah, see, it says it's now 50% snail mucin. But it is fragrance free, and I personally have I really like snail mucin. I have for a long time, and it's worked for me for a long time. However, I would not recommend purchasing the new Snail Rescue Purifying Cleanser. I was pumped about this. When I saw it, I immediately bought it. All things considered, as a cleanser, it works really well, but they decided to add rosemary leaf oil in here. Feels tingly irritating rather than like refreshing. They even advertise this as fragrance free, which kind of annoys me because we all know that rosemary leaf oil is a fragrance. I don't believe in demonizing fragrance. It is so low on the ingredient list that typically, especially in a cleanser, I'd be like, I don't really mind it. And I do have other moisturizers with fragrance and I have no issues with them, but it's particular fragrances for me. So the rosemary leaf oil does not work for me in this cleanser, unfortunately. And for sunscreen, I went in with the Tula Skincare Protect and Glow SPF 30 because this is just the one that I've been reaching for the most. It's really, really nice and thin on the skin, and I've just consistently really been enjoying it. No white cast, a nice glow, but it's not like greasy or heavy on the skin. For the first new makeup product in specific, I do want to use just a little bit of this new Excess Splash Zone Primer before we go into the new Tula Skin Tint, which I'm really, really excited about. But let's use a little bit of this. It does say to shake well, and it's just like a hydrating primer. Maybe put it on my face once, but more like in passing, not like a true test. So I'm just going to add a little tiny bit to areas where I typically get a little bit more dry. So my forehead, kind of in this area, I was flying. So my nose is especially dry. I am back on the tretinoin train. My skin is purging a little bit. Honestly, I'm not that worried about it because I just, you have to have faith in the process, but my skin is a little bit more dry from flying in tretinoin. So we'll see how this goes. It's very lightweight. It almost kind of just feels like a hydrating serum rather than a lotion. But let's go ahead into the Tula Skin Tint. So I have the shade 05. This is not my shade. It is a light neutral shade. However, when I'm a little bit self-tan, it is a perfect shade match. I was self-tan last week, and I am a little, like, there's a little residual stuff going on my chest, but you can see that it is not my shade. However, we are just going to all pretend today. Use our imagination today. Now, this skin tint is SPF 30. I'm not going to use it as my SPF today, so I'm not going to be cognizant of how much I'm using to get that SPF 30. It is also a chemical sunscreen. It is not mineral. Just kind of pat this into the skin with fingers first. Smooth it on over. Some nice coverage, and it's more on the glowy side. It has a really nice texture. I have used this once before and I experienced a very similar thing. I was mostly impressed by, first off, the amount of coverage and then just how easy it was to apply to the skin. I think that what I am looking for out of a skin tint has changed and some things have kind of stayed the same. And one thing that I think has not changed is the ease of use. I need a skin tint that is going to be easy to apply. And this one definitely is. I also love the packaging. There is a great shade range on this product from Tula, and it's also, I believe, their first makeup product. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's their first like base complexion product. Now I'm just going to kind of press in the product into the skin. This is going to remove a little bit of coverage, but I just want to make sure that everything is seamless. I really like the undertone. It is definitely more on the neutral side. So there it is, all blended out. Really, if you are, hold on, Diet Coke break. That is flat. Listen, if you are someone that likes a skin tint that is very fresh and dewy, this one definitely has that fresh dewiness. I am reminded of the Tower 28 when I use this, but I do think that this one is a little bit thinner. Slightly thinner, though it does still have a good amount of glow to it. Really, I'm so far like very positive about this launch from Tula. These two together, it's just like really nice, effortless. I am interested though in wearing it more in a wear test kind of setting. For concealer, this isn't a new concealer. I don't have a new one to test. Though there is one from Beautypie. I need to figure out that brand name because I don't have a 100% memory in my brain, but they have a new concealer and I'm excited to try that one. I think I'm going to pick it up, but today I'm just going to use a mix of my Saie concealers. I'm going to use the shade 1 and 2. I've really been liking them. I pulled them back out because I am running low on a couple of my Kosas shades. You know, because I have been self-tanning, I'm kind of doing a bit of mixing. So Saie concealer is going to sit for a little bit. And while it is sitting, I'm going to do my brows and then we will jump into the next new product. Okay, brows are done. I'm gonna wait to set them. Concealer is blended. I am so excited to try this out again. This is the new Merit Bronze Balm, but it is a bronze balm in a stick. I was really excited about this launch because I think I talk a lot about bronzing balms and balm products on my channel. So when they released this, I was like, all right. This is the lightest shade, by the way. This is the shade Quince. I know you can just draw it onto the skin. They say that you can do that. So that's what I'm going to do, at least on this side. We'll see how it goes. And that shade, to me, is a really nice shade for fair skin. Seamless Foundation Buffing Brush, which you guys know is one of my favorite brushes for cream bronzer. Just pressing that in. I mean, how long did that take, guys? Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and do the same thing on this side because, again, I had no issues with the blend while doing this method. I like, actually, that it's more sheer. I typically do like more pigment with my bronzer though. I like to use less of my bronzer, but have a little bit more pigment to it. But I gotta be honest, this is like really easy. Something that I always talk about with cream products is if you are a beginner with cream products, I need to clip back my bangs. I should have done that earlier. If you're a beginner with cream products, you guys, you gotta find those formulas that work with you. You know what I mean? You don't want something really difficult to blend. So far, this is definitely one of those bronzers. So I am so far pretty pleased with it. I did see on Kaki's story that she bought this and it came, like the balm came out. So that is disappointing and something to keep in mind. Packaging aside, I can tell you that I really like this. I just have a feeling that for fair skin, if you do have quite fair skin, that this shade is going to give you a really natural appearance. I'm gonna build up a little bit more right here on the cheeks. As far as the texture goes, it definitely is balmier. Certainly more on the sheer side. Almost reminiscent of the Makeup by Mario new bronzing balms. And I should probably include this in my bronzer balm video, which I've kind of been putting off because I feel like no one's really talking about bronzers right now. You know, we're kind of going into fall, but I really want to do the video. leave your thoughts down below. I've already put a lot of like work into it, so I'm like, I'm a little bit back and forth with it. So far, I think it looks really pretty. This skin looks very nice and glowy, but it doesn't feel like a lot of heavy product. Now, I do have a product that kind of went viral over on TikTok, and it's the Laura Geller Serum Blush Cheek Tint. And it looks like this. It has the little squishy sponge applicator at the top. You apply it, and it's just like a nice kind of serum-y blush. I put this on the back of my hand last night. I literally just got it. And first thing I noticed is it's very thin, and it kind of smells like paint. So you guys, do you remember the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation? I mean, it's still out there. It has the same scent as that, and it's also quite thin the way that that product was. I'm interested in seeing how it goes. So I'm going to use the same brush. This is the shade Practically Pink. I don't know if you guys can see that. Immediately messed with the coverage. So would I recommend using this the way that they intend? At least with the products I have on my face right now, I would say no. So I'm gonna kind of take a step back here and add a little bit more of the Tula, kind of try and save things a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead back in with the bronzing balm. And by the way, I didn't notice this bronzing balm pick up the foundation that I had on my skin at all. And see, even now, I don't see that, which ultimately I think is actually very impressive because some balms can mess with your coverage. Always remembering to kind of press the product in if you're concerned with that. And now I'm going to kind of rub it around. I got quite a lot actually. And now I'm going to take the brush and press it onto the cheeks. I think that that's definitely blending better. Here's the thing. It's very thin, but I just notice that it starts to act like a stain as you continue to put it onto the skin. Let me add a little bit more. It's buildable, but it's still a little bit more on the sheer side, at least this shade, Practical Pink. I mean, ultimately, I think it looks nice. It's very, very skin-like, super thin on the skin. You know, I feel like I'm missing a little bit of a pop to my skin, you know, just because these are more sheer products. I'm not 100% used to it, but I do think it, like for an everyday look, this is really, really pretty. I think I am going to set my face a little bit, but before we do that, I want to get on into the eyes. I'm really, really excited about this new product from Ilia. It's the Liquid Powder Matte Eye Tint. And I got mine in the shade Juniper, which is such a gorgeous shade. I feel like you're either gonna like it or you're not. It's a little bit more of like a mossy yellow green. There it is right there. I have a good feeling about it. I think it's going to look good on my skin, but we'll see. You guys know that I'm very picky with liquid shadows. The ones, like the more shimmery ones from Ilia, I'm not a huge fan of. I think they're missing a little bit more reflection. Let's see how these matte ones go. So I think I'm just gonna go with more of like a one shade eye look. Like one and done on the lid. Do a little bit of a wing here. Tap things in and then kind of call it a day. I really feel like this is quite a unique shade, so I'm immediately drawn to it. And just kind of very lightly tap in and blend the edges. Let's see how it builds. I mean, I'm seeing more, whoa. This is actually, I just kind of got this everywhere. All right, I'm gonna have to focus though, because I'm not sure how long I get to blend this. Just gonna kind of take a little bit of the excess off there. Something I am noticing is that it is called a liquid powder. It does eventually get to like a powder state, and you kind of have to switch up your technique. So right now, I would continue to kind of press in the product. And you know, a minute or so, that's when I would kind of start to do a little bit more buffing. But I don't know if you can see like that little piece right there, that part, I don't know if you can actually see that, but that was already dried from another layer. So I think that as far as layering this product, that is when you might run into some issues. I'm gonna do the other eye and try and match this shape, and then I'll be right back. Okay, this formula is quite interesting. I think I was right in the idea that this works initially as more of a liquid shadow, but as it does start to dry down, it gets a little bit more of that powdery quality. Layering this product up might be an issue. I have like 3 layers on this eye. I only did 2 over here. I had a way better time over here because I kind of just patted the product in when it was more in its liquid state, and it worked really well. Over here, I think things got a little bit awkward. Here's the thing though. The shades of this are so beautiful. There's like a baby blue that I already want. This shade, Juniper, if you have an olive skin tone, run, don't walk. Because this shade, you just can't freaking find a shade like this from any line. I love it. I think with my second use, I'm going to really get the hang of it. And if it lasts really well on the eyes, then it could be something, you know, I have good feelings so far with this. I think it's just gonna take a second try. Now I am going to set the brows. And we have a mascara to try. Oh crap, should I probably set my face first? All right, I'm gonna set a little bit of my face. Okay, so you guys know me and my Givenchy Prism Libre rose powder. We love each other. We're kind of committed at this point, but e.l.f. does have the Halo Glow setting powder. I've just been so impressed with e.l.f. this year that I think it's time to give this a go. And by the way, this is the rose shade, the light pink shade. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit. Let's go ahead and, yeah, this is very fine. And I really wanna make sure I'm not overdoing it with the powder. So really gonna kick off that excess. Okay, so this is 1/2 of my base set, and this is the other half not set. On the face itself, I'm liking the way it looks. It has like this really pretty blur on the skin that I do think is very comparable to the Givenchy. However, under the eyes, I'm gonna do this under eye with the Givenchy so you guys can get a better look. I don't like it as much as I do the Givenchy under the eyes, which is one of the reasons I really like this powder. But let me show you the difference. Do you see? This does such a good job kind of smoothing out the under eye, and this just doesn't quite do it. For the face, the e.l.f. powder is really nice. But for the under eyes, I'm still kind of team Givenchy, unfortunately. I really wanted to love this one more. All right, but we do have a not new mascara, but this recently went viral over on TikTok, and I have been using this for a few days. So let me show it to you guys. It is from Essence. It is the I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. Now, this is very voluminous. It is intense, but I kind of really like it. Now, let me just curl my lashes for you guys. And let's go ahead and do some mascara application. So the wand is rubberized bristles. They're very fine and very short. Then at the top of the wand, you have a little bit of some thicker, sparser bristles. So let's do one side for you guys. I'm like looking at the shadow. I didn't do a great job over here. Let's just ignore that. Over here, I'm really digging this eye, but okay, just had to throw it out there. And there is about a coat and a half. I love this as an eye framing mascara. it definitely does a good job of framing the eyes. It really adds that dark black definition towards the base of the lashes. Adds this great, pretty volume. But it is a lot. I don't think it's super natural, but you know, it's gonna depend on what you like. Some days I really want a mascara look like this. And there is the other eye done. Ultimately, I really like it, but it is more of a thicker, voluminous lash look, and I don't always want that. So if you want separation, I think that this is not like the best separating mascara, but if you really like a voluminous look, this will definitely give you that volume. Now, as far as longevity, I feel like it will smear throughout the day. It's not like crazy intense, but I personally wore it multiple times and I kind of noticed that every time I wore it, a little, like, I'd have a little bit of smudges here and there. So I don't think it's perfect. I do really like it, but maybe, you know, if you want longevity, not the best mascara. If you want a lot of volume, you could, you know, add maybe a waterproof mascara on top if that's what you're feeling, but just looks wise, I really like it. I am gonna add a little bit of highlight. This is Cava from Merit, just to add a little bit of something back to my cheeks. Just want a little bit more glow. I think that helped to even everything out for me. Oh, by the way, do you guys see that Merit? So this is their original perfecting complexion stick. I was so, like, I really like this product, but you get so little that I was so frustrated. Well, apparently Merit heard that, and I was not the only one saying that. I'm sure I wasn't, but they now give you more product. So that's freaking awesome. Good on Merit. I'm now way more likely to repurchase this. But Saie recently came out with their lip blur. So this is their matte blurring lipstick. First impressions are that these are not your average like blotted lipstick. These are quite pigmented, at least from the swatches that I did on my own and the ones that I've seen online. And I have the shade Dada. I think that it's going to go well with the eye. So one thing I'm immediately noticing is that this definitely has a stiffness to it. Now, it's not rough, but I think that's where you're gonna get the blotted lip look. You know, it has to be a little bit stiffer in order to achieve that. At least, you know, straight from the tube, if that makes sense. This is very pretty. I love this color. Formula-wise, I think the magic of this happens once you kind of press it into the lips. Now, on the lips, you can see there's still a little bit of transfer, but it feels quite weightless on the lips. I definitely get a little bit of the lip blur, the kind of like pouty blotted look from this lipstick, but I don't think that you're going to get necessarily just with one swipe. I kind of had to, you know, like pat it into my lips to get exactly the look that I have now. I think that's all the products and that this is the completed makeup look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I'll leave all the products I tried out down below for you guys. As always, thank you for watching and I will see you in my next one.